off here with is Platinum. It's going to be Bananaconda versus Scallions. Scallions the higher seed by virtue of a head-to-head tiebreak, so they only need to get to 8 wins. Bananaconda needs to get to 9. And then we're going to have Diamond, Magician 1099 versus Kletos. And this first matchup, this Platinum Hazard here, Opie, you have a personal interest in this outcome, don't you?
Oh, sure do. Recently we cast my gold finals against Yeast just last week, and unfortunately did not end up winning. Although I felt I could have if I had not made mistakes. But if you don't make mistakes, then you're gonna win like everything. So it
Yeah,
happens.
it was a good showing, certainly, but you still have a path to platinum, and that path is going to go through one of these two players. Whichever loses this match is automatically in gold, but whoever wins it will play you to try to stay in platinum instead. So I imagine you're going to be taking quite a few notes today.
Yeah, and no spoilers, but that match that you were just referring to against me, that's happening tomorrow at the beginning of the Sunday cast. Can't say who it's against yet. I do know, but I'm gonna
I'm
act like I
sure
don't.
you do.
I'm gonna act like I don't for a bit. It's fine.
Yeah, I would have been asking a bit much for Opie to wait for the actual cast to decide who they were going to play. You do already know, indeed. But we're going to get on with it anyway. Again, it's Bananaconda versus Scallions. Bananaconda, as the lower seed with the tiebreak, needs to get to 9 to survive, and Scallions needs to get to 8. I'm going to run through the picks and bans real quick here. I apologize in advance. We have had some technical difficulties, but we're going to power through them anyway. I'm going to read the picks and bans. Scallion starts by banning Ballroom, which is a very popular pick for Bananaconda in particular, so that's clear counterplay there. Bananaconda bans High Rise. Scallions doubles Courtyard. Banana doubles Library, very standard for them. Scallion selects Balcony. Banana Gallery, and it doesn't end there because it's a postseason match. They get a third pick there, certainly. Scallions Tayen and Bananaconda Terrace. A surprising choice, but we'll see if it gets that far. Are you guys ready to go? We're going to start off with Bananaconda's Spy on Courtyard.
Yeah, let me just load up this game real quick, like.
Yep, Banana's
And
going to start as queen, and I don't know if this is a character selection tendency or not, but I feel like I've seen Banana play queen a lot. Uh, I don't know. Could be confirmation bias, but I'm ready when you are. Going to count this in here in 3, 2, 1, planet. And we want to watch early here. Bananaconda loves early action, early time ads, early bugs. Case in point, there's a white time ad right at Windows. Thanks for
yeah,
making
you
me look
mentioned.
smart, Banana.
Yeah, it's a lot of information on these top players, right? A lot of seasons played, generally speaking. You have a lot of things to work with. We know their styles very well, so it's all about a little bit more than in those bottom divisions, all about trying to figure out your opponent. What are they going to do? How is this match going to work out between the two of you instead of just pure, I'm going to beat you on all of my skill? Here comes a bug for Bandana, though.
Yep, bug at Windows, and I think they might have gotten away with it too. I don't see any indication from the laser that it was seen, and that's actually a great point. The longer you've been in the league rather, the more you can be studied, and the more research matters and potentially benefits you. Both these players have been around for a really long time. Bug is done. A third of the flirt is done as well, and with that extra time,
Banana
we are
bread.
well ahead of the 8 ball. There goes the double agent too. 2.5 missions done. One of them's a hardtail. We're not even a suspect. There's 3 minutes left. Bananaconda in a dominating position early in this game.
Yeah, and that's Courtyard, right? When Banana gets that bug, basically unseen, it's super hard for Scallions after that to take a shot on Banana pretty much ever. So Banana's just gonna finish up this flirt and probably just step into statues, and that'll be a victory almost certainly, unless Scallions is able to, catch on to some kind of behavioral tendency. But Banana is playing really safe, very polite with these flirts, not allowing, this kind of behavioral read to punish her.
It's very, very hard if you're a sniper to not react with your laser in the moment if you think you see a bug or something. You have to be very, very smooth to continue your rotation unabated. So it'd be very, very cagey and surprising if Scallions actually suspects the bug. There's an inspect highlight coming off. It's probably just going to be 2 inspects and a flirt for the win. It's interesting how so often camping snipers, pure camping snipers, and there's only a few of them, Banana is one of them who really emphasizes it, how often they play in a way that corresponds with their sniping style, which is to say, get the hardtail by and then just play the safe game. That certainly is the case here. They play the kind of game that they would try not to be beaten by.
Yeah, exactly. If Bananaconda is missing that bug, she's also going to be losing this sniper game. However, it's her on the spy this time. She just needs that one last flirt, but the SC steps into a conversation that is not exactly accommodating right now. Still has a minute and 40 left on the clock, so probably not a big deal. Thanks to that time out earlier on in the game, just needs one more flirt, and I don't think Scallions is going to get the shot shot off.
Yeah, and because the circle's small enough and we're kind of wedged in, we might actually be close enough here, I think. We're going to see in just a second, but very smart using that time ad. It would be a little bit of a rush. Oh, boy, just missed it. 99%. The camera is shaking. It felt close, and it was. Just not quite close enough. Now the time ad is huge. Otherwise, we'd have 30 seconds left. The ST does accommodate, though, and walks away. If we don't panic, we're still fine. But this is one of the few ways you lose this game, like passing your seduction target going the other way. That's another way it can happen. Banana misses the pad, bad path into statues. Are we actually thinking about swapping here instead? Or are we just going to kill time and flirt? We still have a full minute. We really needed that time ad, as it turned out.
Yeah, that time at it coming in clutch force at the end of this game.
It is a swap!
It's a green swap.
It's a green swap.
I don't know why you would ever swap there. You only need that one more flirt and you've got 45 seconds left for it to happen. Maybe it's just so you want...
Gives you the option. Yep. And now you're just going to talk. And as long as the swap hasn't gone off yet, you're going to be just fine. This is going to be 4 missions and a 5th pending. Little style points there. And what looked like a boring courtyard game became very shockingly dramatic in the end. But the main thing is you get the W as Spy.
Yeah. Something that some people, a lot of people don't realize is that in the top left, when you're looking at your seduce bar, it will be completely green if you can finish off that flirt with a white test at this range, and it'll only be shaded green if you can only do it with the green. Unfortunately, Bananaconda not completely on top of it. It's hard to reposition once you're in that conversation, though. So even if she was aware she had hit the green test, maybe just missed the green test and unfortunately not able to get that full flirt done. But it doesn't end up mattering, fortunately. So Banana able to carry the game to victory off the back of that good bug, and now we'll step into, oh boy, Courtyard again, and guess who Scallions is playing?
I don't know what you're talking about. It looks like a perfectly normal random character selection to me. Scallions is on Shard, sorry, in 3, 2, 1, playing it. For that last game, Bananaconda bugs 58% of the time. Second most completed mission. Their top 4 most completed missions were the 4 they ended up doing since the swap never took, so pretty standard game. Scallions is going to go to Windows and flirt with General. It's going to be a green 51% right off the bat, and we're going to walk away right away into an empty conversation, but you're up against a camper here. This sort of idling and behavioralism probably is not going to make a big difference.
Yeah, the 51% flirt this early in the game is pretty strong. We saw Banana have a little bit of trouble finishing up those flirts earlier. And, despite the fact that Scallions does like to pick this character a lot, it is very well known in the community, in Platinum especially. Banana, as you said, camping sniper, doesn't really buy into the character tendencies, into the behavioralism, and the Yomi of these character selections, so probably not paying too much extra attention. It's very hard not to, even if you are a hard camping sniper, just because of their reputation. But that's exactly maybe what Banana wants to avoid. Doesn't want to get drawn in by that reputation, but right here, it would be very useful.
Yeah, white banana bread. We have not done the second flirt because General left after we sidled up next to them. We've got a mission and a half done in 2 minutes, and we're not a highlight yet. Not too bad. It looks like only 2 statue visitors. Bananaconda as a camper. Most people are going to highlight for statues on Courtyard just because, but if you're a camper, you pretty much have to.
Yeah, absolutely. And in this case, it's still Courtyard, still need that hard tell. The Ambassador was next to us for a while. We might have been able to try for a bug there, but Banana, as that camper, watching that bug really hard.
Yeah, and Scallions delaying the decision about what to do apart from the Softail missions, really wants to get this flirt done. And suddenly, even though they had that 51% quick, yeah, they're going to need another green if they want to stay ahead of the curve, and they have here. And once again, they leave right afterwards, too. Now the decision's going to come. They purloin at a rate close to bug, so watch out for that, though this is Courtyard. We're going to get the inspects done early. Question is, are we going to inspect swap? It's a little early for it. Possible Banana won't be looking that much, but we won't know for another few seconds here. One inspect comes through. Here comes the second one. It's a green, then a white. And Banana is watching it, but the Ambassador's on that side too, so that's got something to do with it. We are going to put this back. 3 missions done, 1 minute left. It's Courtyard. How often have you seen this situation?
Oh, so often track, and now Scallions does need to find that hard tell or fingerprints, but fingerprints is rapidly running out as an option because it is pretty time consuming to get fingerprints on this venue. Sometimes even perilously difficult just because the Ambassador does not have many things to touch. We step into the statue, we walk away because Smallman's holding it. We get closer to the Ambassadors.
Yeah, we want an excuse to either be close to this Ambassador or to be in one of those difficult purloin spots where we're sort of in the corner where it's a little easier to miss Toby offering. It's one of the two, but you're on the same side as the Ambassador, so a reject will be very clearly seen as the problem. Probably thinking maybe they'll be staring at small minute statues, but Bananaconda actually seems to have a read on this. That's going to be a fingerprinted drink instead. They have to crowd the Amba and grab that briefcase. That's the only way, but they have no excuse to leave in time. And they have a drink now, too, which is going to limit your bug opportunities. I think they might have painted themselves into a corner with this drink.
Yeah, it's really difficult. There was a start talking, stop talking immediately, trying to interrupt the ambassador to force them to leave based on that behavior. Unfortunately, it's not going to
Be a
work,
time ad.
and it's going to be a time ad right at the end of the game.
It's a white time ad. Bananaconda's all over it. And I think that was just, the planning just didn't quite line up there. I was almost said earlier, this game looks totally different if we have a fingerprint already. And Scallions clearly wanted to go that route with the fingerprint against a camper. It can be very powerful, especially if you sneak one by them. But in this case, it just happened way too late in the game. And then you could see them desperately sipping that drink, trying to avoid a gulp, but also trying to free up their hands. There were so many things we could have done. We just didn't ultimately end up doing any of them. And now Banana up 2-0 on Courtyard already. What a start. But Blau playing is general in 3, 2, 1, Planet.
Yeah, Courtyard, a really big comfort pick for a lot of the old veterans, Scallions included. But that means that Banana has a lot of experience on it herself. We do go for this immediate bug. It's a bug path right by the ambassador as general, and it doesn't seem to have picked this up any suspicion, despite the fact that you kind of have to credit that as the sniper when you see that happen, when you see it as someone who has such a strong bug, walking bug rather. You just kind of have to credit that as, you know, it's invisible, but the path is not.
Yes,
And we don't actually pick up a highlight.
The path is where you see those sorts of bugs. A good bug you're not going to see very often. You have to take those tough shots sometimes. Banana, something else I've noticed about the campers, not only do they play the kind of game that might beat them, they also like to keep doing the same thing until you beat them. So they get away with the bug last time, they figure, well, prove to me you're not weak at bugs, I'm going to do another one. Contact goes off, lets off just 2 lowlights, and we're in a very, very good position. A very similar position to the previous game as well. Banana saying you didn't beat it once. Let's see if you can beat it a second time.
Something funny that Banana did right there was tried to go for a sip green BB. Even if the BB had been green there, it would not really have mattered. Scallions was not watching that side of the party, so it, you know, neither the fact that it was actually white and broke the sip animation, nor if it had been green would have mattered. So now just need one more flirt and a statue visit, and that's the game.
Yeah, strange choice on Courtyard in particular, and when you have a bug in particular and against Scallions in particular. Didn't end up hurting them, but I don't think there was much upside to it either. And as you mentioned, a white flirt. We have 2 done. We're in a very shockingly similar to last game, but this time we're going to try to get the flirt done beforehand. That will mean a late statue visit, which could be a little risky, but Scallions holds their shot more than almost any sniper from Golden above, so it'll be a little surprising if they take the shot, even if they are suspicious. Just not what they do. I think one of their shot rate, one of the lowest in SCL this season, last I looked.
Yeah, and I think that the reason that Banana was going for that Sip Green BB was because she felt that she might just be a bigger suspect than she is for this bug, but she steps into statues. This is the moment of truth. Scallions does have to shoot basically right now or in the next 15 seconds or so. Here comes the first inspect.
Yeah, exactly right. The spy doesn't always have a good sense of how suspicious they are for things like the bug, and how they play is going to be informed based on whether or not they think I got away with it. Banana playing like they might not have gotten away with it, but they must know now. 2 seconds left. They're going to win again. And yeah, Scallions, shot rate this season under 60%. That is very low. The SCL average is 75, and it shows right there because when they fall behind, they're not going to take that low percentage desperate shot that'll sometimes salvage a game. And Bananaconda up 3-0. I'll remind you, Banana needs to get to 9. Scallions just 8, so this lead is entirely necessary. Scallions, though, cannot afford to fall behind 4-0, I don't think. And they're going to play, by perfect coincidence, as Orange Dress again on Courtyard in 3, 2, 1, Planet.
Track, you don't think we're going to see all Orange Dress this set, do you?
I can't even entertain the idea without shaking with rage. Scallion starts off at the windows, gets another early flirt. This one's 43% rather than 51, but you'll still take it. Good start.
Isn't this like the exact same start as last game too?
There's an 8% flirt difference, yeah, certainly, but that's not too bad. You're definitely going to take it, but the window flirts from both players have actually been very, very aggressive, yeah. A behavioral sniper would be having a field day with some of this spy flirting.
Yeah,
Suction target goes into statues, can't get the flirt advanced, even though that's clearly what Scallions want to do. They do have a pretty high flirt complete rate relative to other missions. They make a priority to do it, and they have the same ambassador too, and they're staring across at them again, probably still seething about the previous game. Question is, what are we doing? Are we just waiting for the ST to land somewhere?
And I'm kind of getting deja vu from the first half of Courtyard right now. Both games Banana went for early bugs and then finished after that on also both games. Scallions is kind of just slowly flirting, does some interesting redirects based on the fact their path was blocked. Unfortunately, Banana is not really the one that cares too much about those, and it wasn't even on screen anyways. We could have taken a bug as the ambassador was walking next to us and was kind of off screen. That would have been quite strong. Did not actually end up taking that bug. But we're not a suspect either.
The word replay taking on a very literal meaning here. I understand why Banana would want to replay the first two games where they started off 2-0. I'm not sure why Scallions would, though, but they are determined to go with the same game plan, and it's resulted in no missions completed, flirt 2/3 of the way done, 3/4 of the way done, rather. 90 seconds left. The ST is at statues again, so it seems like we've been banking on getting this flirt done, but the ST's been busy, and there's been no backup plan.
I mean, you do kind of have to get that flirt done regardless on a courtyard game. You don't want to do two hard tells when it's hard enough getting one by the sniper. So ST gets finished up here with a stop talk, but we still only have one mission and only a minute 10 left to go.
Banana cares not for your stop talks. They do care about that banana bread, though. That's a white, and we're going to take some soft lowlights here. Two people in a conversation with the ambassador and no one else, and then two others. Turns what would have been a really good 2 lowlights from the BB into 4 total. It's a good decision. There's a green purloin in the meantime. Scallions has bailed. The guest list is gone. The BB did cover for it pretty well. And Banana is just going to shoot someone who has a drink, is nearby, and is talking during the fake. That's all it takes sometimes. The BB covers for the hard tell.
Yeah, the BB into green purloin, into a statue visitor having taken the drink afterwards, into talking during the fake is just too much. Banana cannot assume this is not actually a spy based on behavior. Is that camping sniper? If you get that hard to buy, if you manage to frame an AI who could have 4 missions, that is just going to be a shot, not really trying to consider anything other than that. And Scallions gets away with that win, salvaging the first 4 games.
Camping can be very effective, but it is the brittlest of styles. If you miss that hardtail, especially on something like Courtyard, the game is just over sometimes. That's exactly what happened there. A highlight takes the drink, and that is a very, very big deal to the camping sniper. And it looked exactly like the second BB, where Kane was talking, was trying to cover for an unfortunate white purloin. It was actually really well played by Scallions in the end. It was a desperation move as the game was slipping away from them, but it works and it keeps the match alive for them. They avoid getting swept. It's now 3-1. And Banana is going to play as Buns on Library, their doubled pick. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, Library is kind of a camper's heaven in some senses. However, it also allows a lot of spy agency due to the fact that the sniper can only see 1/3 of that venue at any given time. Banana using this to her advantage, immediately getting an instant 34% flirt and going straight into bookshelves.
Yeah, this works pretty well for Banana, or at least it fits the play style. Their spy rate, very low, 19%. Oddly enough, only 50% on Sniper in 32 games. So we've seen this a lot where people feel comfortable on Library sometimes, but the results are not there. I know this is something that's happened with you as well, even. And I think it's actually very common for people who feel so unexposed, but that 5th mission takes that advantage right back. Banana has a green book, BBs, and has already seduced twice, and dumps the book right after the BB. They've got 2.5 missions done just like that. This is what people like about Library. Even if the win rate isn't there, you get to have some fun and you get to get some missions done before you die.
Yeah, and that transfer was completely off screen. No, not even a single pixel of Bananaconda was ever on screen during that putback, and so this microphone, you have to think, has been completely unseen, and this is a bug.
Yep, that was a bug, and Scallion's camera suggests maybe some suspicion, but it was so audacious and on screen and actually pretty darn good. It's entirely possible that they did not see it, and if they did not, Banana basically has this game won. I'm a little surprised there. I don't know if it was a high percentage play, but it might be an effective one.
Yeah, and honestly, this is something that needs to be said. Look at how good these spies are playing overall. And these, and you remember, these are the people who are at the bottom of their division in Platinum. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, well, one of the things you get to, Golden above, is that even if people struggle a lot, their skill ceiling is still very, very high. It's usually a consistency issue rather than an ability issue. And you're certainly seeing that here because you're seeing some really good spy play, as you mentioned. We've got our inspects done 2 in 1 go. We're going to get this last flirt done, and that's just going to be the game. If we're not shot yet, we're not going to be unless, I don't know, we red test a bunch of times. We've got 2.5 missions done. Banana's just blowing through this game. Just done. Just like that. 2 quick hardtails. Again, the win rate hasn't always been there as sniper or as spy, but They feel comfortable on it, and this time they were right to, particularly against a sniper who holds their shot. And even though they lost that last game in unfortunate fashion, takes another spy win right back to go up 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1, very strong lead starting off in this set. Scallions does need to come back a little bit. Bring it back up to a tie would be enough for Scallions. Bananaconda trying to keep that advantage going into this next game here on the sniper side of Library.
Kane got shot last time. Scallion says, I don't think it'll happen again. I'll play as that character. Any other character is fine with me. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right, so it's not all orange dress Scallions. Does take a little bit of a, more pragmatic mindset towards character selection in this game. Library, a very big venue that orange dress can have a hard time getting around, and we do see a bug early on. It's very hard to see.
Yeah, you say see a bug. We see it in the timeline. I don't think it's seen on screen. Shoulder to shoulder with the ambassador. You can suspect it certainly, but not really visible otherwise. We're going to get a flirt here at bookshelves. It's just going to be a white here with queen. The question is, are we going to take this book out? Was it just about the flirt? You could use it to break up the flirt. You know the seduction target's going to come back now they put the book back. We're going to put the book back, though, too. They're going to walk away with it. We are going to chase him to this pad? No, we're not. We're just going to wait here with an SDA. And we're seeing this from Scallions a lot already. We're seeing a lot of idling.
Yeah. The flirt could not have worked there if we followed them to the pad just because we didn't have the cooldown done quite yet. So Scallions decides better of it and just kind of idles in this conversation. Not going to go back to Yellow Bookshelf. That would be a little bit too much time wasted just for the single flirt, it seems. But we still have that bug almost, you have to imagine completely clean with no real suspicion on us right now.
I think so, but it is Library. Again, 5 missions rather than 4. It's not like Courtyard. You get away with that bug, you're not home free by any stretch of the imagination, especially when the flirt isn't coming together. And we have seen Scallions really try to get that flirt done before some of the other things if they can. And if the ST is not accommodating, they end up burning off a lot of time. We're down to 3 minutes now. We still have the bug, but only a third of the flirt. We're going to split from this BB. We momentarily got a low light, but got bumped back right back up. We're going to go to blue bookshelves instead. This will be our second bookshelf visit. We don't have the microfilm even half done, though. So what's it going to be? We're going to walk away with the blue after one cycle. And I think the idea maybe is to not be seen there, especially in the wake of the BB. Also, might suspect they're low lit, might operate accordingly if they play aggro, which they are doing right now, dumping it right in yellow, clearly banking, I think, on that low light, which did not actually happen. And look at that laser position. Yep, Banana's all over it. I think what happened there, Scallions is betting that the BB split's going to get them low lit, behaves as if it does, but it didn't, and Banana shoots them.
Yeah, it was almost good, without the low light, just because Banana was on the left side of the venue so much. Ambassador over there, Toby over there, but the swing back just in time, very disciplined on that rotation essentially from Bananaconda, manages to catch the microfilm, and that means Banana is now up 5-1 in the set.
Yep, and sometimes when you're behind, you pick Smallman out of desperation. Sometimes you do it to press your advantage. Banana has the advantage and is pressing that advantage. It's Smallman on Library. Buckle up in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And despite how psychological a game of Spy Party is in general, we don't really talk about these, the psychology of a whole match, right? That often. And being down this much as Scallions can take a little bit of a toll. Instant highlight for being Smallman, essentially, but Banana goes for another one of those quick bugs.
Quick bugs immediately after being highlit, too. So it's almost like precog style. This person's suspicious. And then they immediately do a hard tell right after you decide that. But I think it might be clean again. Banana, again, says, I've been playing a certain way, and when it works, I do it again. I did it same game twice on Courtyard, and it's sure looking like they're going to play the same game here on Library that they did as ones before, which resulted in a mission win. And it's hard to argue with A, the results, and B, the game plan against a sniper who shoots as rarely as Scallions does.
Yeah, the rush is a kind of play style that revolves around the sniper not shooting for the 10 seconds it takes for you to get the mission win. This is not quite a rush, but these kind of rushy plays are kind of integral to Bananaconda's playstyle, and it does seem to match up well against that. Not shooting very often. This is a red test BB, though.
Red test BB, not on screen, and yeah, also not conducive to the rushes. The ST bailing on us. That might pump the brakes a little bit, particularly combined with that cough. The Spy usually doesn't have a good sense of how visible they are for it, so whatever our game plan might have been, Banana's probably going to have to ease up on the gas a little now.
Yeah, and Generally speaking, you don't know how visible it was, but right now you're playing Smallman,
And
so...
there's a little bit of hesitancy there. You could see going to flirt with that seduction target, and when they realized they weren't going to make it in time, just immediately go to statues. We're going to rush swap and get the heck out of there.
Yeah, it was never seen. Bananaconda won the last sniper game with the strong rotations, despite where Toby and the Ambassador were. In this case, Scallions might lose it because of the save factor, except on the other side, not quite where you want it to be. Bananaconda stepping into center statues.
Yep, and this already feels like a game. It already feels like the game. It's the kind of swap you could maybe infer from the direction they're coming from if you have a good memory for that. But so far, we've just seen so much patience from Scallions, and we've seen it's just a poor matchup for Bananaconda's aggressive style. And now they're 2 flirts away with 2 minutes left, and even though flirts give them a little bit of trouble, as long as the seduction target isn't too unforgiving, it's just hard to imagine they're going to get shot here. They're trotting out the same game plan, and it just keeps working. Gonna head to the bookshelf here. Teal gets out of the way obligingly just before we arrive. We are gonna get the flirt on. We're gonna flirt before picking up the book. Very determined to get this in, even though that's the kind of thing that could throw this game away at the end, but there's no indication Scallions cares. And we have flirt 2/3 done. We might hang on to this book just as an insurance policy, but we've got almost 2 minutes to get one flirt. Book goes back. Seduction target's walking very far away. They are not being very easy to seduce this game, no doubt. But we've made so much progress elsewhere that's not a big problem. However, we're going to have to wait for a spot to open up a conversation to get this flirt close. That's exactly what happens. The Ambassador clears out, just like Teal cleared out the bookshelf. Even though the seduction target isn't obliging, all the people around them are. That's going to be a mission win for Banana yet again. 6-1.
Yeah, that is 3-0 on library now, almost, and so looking to go 4-0. 3-1 on both venues in the opener is very, very strong. It's hard to come back from that, even with the advantage that Scallions has as the higher seed in this matchup. But we'll see if Scallions can pull this back. Just not catching those hardtails, not having that laser movement that Banana had to lock up her own sniper games, and you're just kind of seeing the discrepancy there in how comfortable these two players are with library.
Yeah, and not taking the shot, realizing that you're potentially behind and taking a shot that you're not sure of. That's something you definitely have to do against good spies, great spies, to realize that at this point, what are the odds this person's not going to finish when all they've shown me, when all they've shown all their opponents this season is mission progress. So if it's late in the game and someone looks like they could be finishing, even though I didn't see something, I have to assume I missed it. That would have saved them a game or two that they could really use down 6-1. Scallions now spying, and while they don't literally need this game, it's pretty close to a must-win game. Playing as queen in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and we're keeping our biggest suspect as a potential spy by making them our seduction target, Miss Orange. Sorry, Scallions does the same thing that Banana does last game, but instead gets 51% on it.
Yep, just dumps themselves in conversation, flirts gets out of there, and you're right, put them as seduction target, ensures that Sorry will not be cast. They did not bother to do that last game, but they are doing it this time. And again, Scallions hits an early green flirt, prioritizing flirt in the early game, and it works pretty well on library. Aren't too many people going to burn you for that. Although, some of your compatriots in gold are the ones who will do it. We're going to go right back to the exact same spot. We're going to be crammed in next to them. We're going to try to 2-flirt real quick here. Still 4 minutes left on the clock. It's going to be a white test, 85% instead. And let's see what happens. Does Scallions go and do things in the meantime? Or are they actually going to timer flirt to get the flirt done early, which is something they've been prioritizing all match, sometimes to their detriment?
Yeah, and we had a little walk with the Ambassador there where we could have taken a pretty easy bug. It would have been very difficult to see. Bananaconda was watching other things at the time, wasn't quite watching us, but we don't take that high percentage bug play, and bug is the best hardtail in the game, pretty much. Just because it leaves no trace once you're done with it. Scallion's not taking that opportunity, and I think it might bite them here.
It absolutely might, and as I mentioned, it's going to be a timer flirt to try to finish. No, we're going to wait through most of the timer flirt, and then we're just going to go anyway because we see a bug opportunity. We're going to take a bug path with no bug, go into bookshelves. We wasted most of the timer flirting there, didn't flirt. We took a bug path with no bug, decided we just wanted the fingerprint. That is a lot of suspicion for a single fingerprint. I might be fine with the decision, but everything else they did leading up to it means this is probably going to be noticed.
Yeah, on the other hand, doing that bug path without actually bugging can look quite nice, depending on the sniper you're playing against. If Bananaconda is quite sure there was no bug happening there, then that, you don't pick up any suspicion for the bug, and you might even pick up a little bit of less suspicion because, what spy would go right next to the ambassador without bugging and risk being credited with that bug? Again, though, Bananaconda does not usually play into those Yomi scenarios.
But you're absolutely right. If you are confident the sniper is confident that you didn't bug, it can
Banana
work
red.
to your favor. But in this case, they were basically inside the Ambassador via shoulder at one point. We're going to white Purloin instead. Just like before, we're going to use a BB to try to cover for it. But this time, we are the white Purloiner, not the green Purloiner. And Banana just can't hold the shot. Seemed a little hesitant because it burned him once before. A green might have worked again, but I think we're just too much of a suspect at that point. Betting the game on a green and losing. And Banana out to a commanding lead.
7-1 going. That would win you a regular season set.
Yeah.
Right here, right now.
Yep, it would be over already, and that's a sweep of your doubled pick, too.
Yeah, that is very strong showing from Bananaconda. Now stepping into balcony where Scallions could make a little bit of a swingy venue comeback here happen. Bananaconda has been showing both strong and sniper and spy play throughout this set so far, but balcony can throw a wrench into those works. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Banana did not bother to ban it, which is fine, but most people have not picked it into them. 2 games of balcony is all Banana's played in SCL this season, by my count, and they've lost both of them. So we'll see how this goes. This might be what Scallions wants and needs. Playing as White Dress, Banana is in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And Banana needs 2 more. Scallions needs 7.
Yeah, Banana trying to hold on to platinum. Oh, that is a bug. It's a very nice bug as well. There's no snapback visible due to the fact that we put ourselves in front, kind of cover ourselves up with twin there. So there's no snapback visible.
And here's the big question:
arm visible.
The big question is, do you BB right away if they're suspicious of the bug? Because then you force a shot to anyone near them. That's exactly what they do, though. They wait just 4 or 5 seconds, BB, and the game's over, just like that. Wow, suspicious of Queen for the bug. Okay, Scallions had it down to a bug by an elderly woman, but it was the other one. The queen is dead, the monarchy overthrown, and now Bananaconda is up 8-1. They have 7 match points in this Platinum Hazard match.
Yeah, that is incredible. Lots and lots of leeway now for Bananaconda. Absolutely none for Scallions. Has burned all of that up. Needs this spy win on balcony right here, right now. And we'll see if they can take it or if Bananaconda can lock up this domineering win.
Yeah, needs the spy win, and then the sniper win, and then the spy win, and then the sniper win, and then the spy win. It's a long road. I don't know how many mind games can possibly get you there. Maybe a few, but 7 is a tall order. Scallions, though, is going to be playing his buns on balcony, needing 7 wins in a row to avoid automatic relegation to gold. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
A gold, may I say, that is going to look very, very scary next season.
Yeah, one way or another. Absolutely. Scallions going to start off next to the seduction target as they have basically every game. And they're going to green BB. And then just immediately Armsari gets shot. Bananaconda says, I have 7 match points to play with. And this would look really, really cool with the mind games. But you're not going to out mind game the person who plays this many mind games. Unfortunately, it's a Civ shot. It's a free win for Scallions. They still need 6 more, though. We're going to move on to gallery just like that. Maybe it's for the best. Bananaconda's going to spy first for the match as Smallman. Here we go.
Oh, no. Banana has sold her soul for power. I say it every time. Well, I've said it once before, but I say it every time now. Sold her soul for power, made a deal with the devil, playing Smallman on gallery.
This match might as well just be, we say Bananaconda versus Scallions. I say it's Smallman versus Orange Dress. Starting in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and, we did see Smallman get an instant highlight earlier just for being Smallman, and there it is again.
Yeah, perfectly fine. Doesn't matter as much. I don't think Scallions is the kind of person who's going to notice things much more just because they have highlights. They don't take those aggressive shots late if they have a highlight and they're worried they've lost, for example. So I think probably not too much problem with that. They are highlighting for statues, though, and we have a few early visitors so far. Has not highlight Rocker yet for it, though. Might be mixing it up a little bit. Banana has 1 flirt done and is headed outside, probably chasing that seduction target. Kind of wisely decides, though, to stop at that pad to see where they actually go, and thinks better of it. Is going to go back here, probably to blue bookshelf. That's exactly where we're going to go. We're going to miss that pad? No, we're going to go for a briefcase instead. Going to get the early fingerprint. I think we're going to try to play a nice, clean game here, maybe with a bug to avoid statues or to avoid talking, one or the other. The Ambassador comes all the way back to the bookshelf, so we just put it right down where it is. And the book's going to go back right here.
Yeah, we make sure not to pass by the ambassador afterwards. That might have been a little bit too obvious. We've seen some really brazen bugs work this set, but Bananaconda is deciding against it this time around. But we might just go back to blue right after the ambassador puts it, puts this book back. That is some very, very quick fingerprinting from
Yeah, it's not brazen bugs, it's brazen fingerprints instead, but they're just going to dare them to catch it. Speaking of brazen, are we going to go right to green? No, we're not, but we are going to go into this conversation. I don't know if that's going to be enough to clean that book, but the fingerprint is done. Flirt's third of the way done, and we have a book as an option. The double agents is not in conversation, not this one at least. They're in the one out front. That looks like a million miles away, but they are leaving and coming back here. If we hang out for a few minutes, we might get a chance here. Seduction target's moving around. Let's see if they come into the conversation. They do. We're not right next to them, but we're just going to dump it in green because we have so much cover from this conversation. The tippy top of Smallman's head is invisible, but that's it. The book is dumped. Scallion shows no reaction whatsoever, and if we can get in here with a flirt, we're going to be in a really good position. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go right next to them. It's a red test. She grabs a drink. He had to hurry it. They had to hurry it because they were taking a drink, and that provides an opportunity to walk away. Instead, they rush the AT. It's a red flirt, and we're still in good shape with 90 seconds left, but we passed the seduction target going the other way, and we need to get that second flirt in. The difference between 2 and 3, massive at this point in the game. We're going to go to statues instead, realizing that the seduce might not be viable. But our back is to the sniper. That means when we finish inspects later, hopefully it won't have to be on the other one, so they won't be tempted to shoot for a swap. We are going to chase the seduction target to a pad here. Are we going to get it off? No, they leave. That might be the game in a minute. That's a big one. They're going to go to another pad. Are we going to chase? Yes, we are. Hare takes a drink. That's a green test. No, leaves again. Lee still needed 2. Now we still need 2, though. We still need 2. Even with the green there, it wasn't going to get done. Seduction target goes back to green shelf. We cannot afford to go there. We're going to go out front and add time now before the beeps. It's a green, and that's going to help tremendously. Kane checks the watch as well. That'll provide us with some cover. If Scallions notices the time dilation in a few seconds, they need a backup plan, and that's what they're going to do. They're going to go to statues here. But if they had that second flirt, you got to imagine it would be inspect flirt. Because they don't, it might just be inspect swap. Bank on the green, like that courtyard game, right? Green swap pending, go finish the flirt instead. That might be the plan. Are we going to see a repeat? Are we going to see bookended games on courtyard and gallery? Inspects are done. No, we're going to put it back down. We're going to try to flirt twice in a minute here. ST comes to us at statues. We get the flirt off and walk away. This is perfect. This might make up for all the bad luck. We're going to wait at this gallery pad now, see where the ST goes, and we have a chance to win a game that looked impossible a moment ago. We're going to wait another pad because the ST does not go the way we thought they were going to go. Banana keeps guessing as to where the ST is going to go and guessed wrong time after time, unfortunately. ST is going to go out front, and we are right behind them. This is risky. Where are they going to land? Not much room in this conversation. Can we squeeze in? No, we're bouncing off and on, but it's off screen. Scallions is zoomed in back because Kane is out front. Kane gets shot. The watch check near the green time ad, and then a statue visit late is all it took.
Wow. That was insane. I was almost expecting Bananaconda just to go for the inspect swap right at the end there, just because it doesn't seem that it would be that expected. I really wanted to see that one inspect work out and then get the extra flirts and finish it off with a contact, just because, what spy would go to just one inspect and why, so they're not finished, right? But Bananaconda managed to make both inspects work, has fingerprints, microfilm, inspect, and seduce done at the end of the game, and then the AI gets shot anyways, and that means Bananaconda wins the set.
Wins the set with room to spare, is not guaranteed to stay in platinum, but is at least guaranteed to stay in platinum until tomorrow at the very least. Scallions is going to go to gold, where they spent previous seasons. They were administratively promoted to platinum, unfortunately just struggled a little there, and certainly struggled in this final match, just not willing to shoot. Really funny though, Kane checked that watch at around the same time, and that's all it takes sometimes. If they had been zoomed out, though, if Scallions had been zoomed out, they would have seen Smallman bouncing off that combo, and you have to imagine it would have gone either way. But Banana had so many match points to play with, playing aggressively, fits their play style, and the lead they